so happy to be with you, and appreciation to my father who invited me. Our topic is about family and friends. Let us read from the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 10, verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tested him, saying, Teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said to him, what is written in the law? What is your reading of it? What is your reading of it? So he answered and said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. And he said to him, you have answered rightly. Do this, and you will live. Do this, and you will live. Glory be to God forever and ever. Here we have a triangle. You, God, and the other. And to make a space somewhere in مساحة, you have to have 3 points. You can't have 2 points. If you have 2 points, there is no limitation. If you have 3 points, you can make a triangle, which is identity. So your identity is limited by God and the other. Some people, they think that God is important. So God is enough. Some other philosophers, they think that the other is the hell. The other is the hell. الآخر هو جحيم. And all the troubles come from the other. And all suffering comes from the other. So how about if I and God, or God and I, and that's enough. I hope that it can work, but it can't. You have to have other. Here, this lawyer, when he tested the Lord answered and said to him, what is written in the law? How is, he didn't say what is, how is your reading? And he answered and said, love your God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you have to love yourself and to be aware of yourself. And you have to love God and you have to love the other. Here is the dilemma of the other. The philosopher says that the other is the hell. But Jesus said, the other is your way to the heaven. You can't ignore the other. And we have a very famous chapter, Matthew 25, said that I was naked and you clothed me, I was hungry, you gave me food, I was thirsty, you gave me drink, I was a stranger, you take me in, I was sick, you visited me. And he will say to some other people, be away from me, go to that everlasting lake of fire, because I was naked, you didn't clothe me, I was hungry, you didn't give me food, I was thirsty, you didn't give me drink. If you didn't do it to the other, you didn't do it to myself. So now you have to know that the other is your way to the heaven. And you can't enter the heaven without consideration of the other. Who is the other? Let us think about it. Your family and your friends. I know that we deal with many people, but we deal with colleagues, co-workers, neighbors. But here let us focus on family and friends. To speak about the family, I know that you don't like, and I always say that you are poor generation. you are poor generation, into masakin. Why? Because most of your parents, they immigrated from Egypt to America, and most of them, they lived half of their life there, and now they are here. So there is something weird here, something not accepted, something is not good. They are not stable, speak frankly, and they suffer a lot to live in this society, to live in this culture. They paid a lot of effort, they paid a lot of stress to be here, and you pay the price with them. So let us speak about this very frankly and very from a realistic point of view. You have to excuse them. But before speaking about them, I love to speak about the value of the family life. I can call the family life the holy of the holies. You live with your friends, you live with your co-workers, you live in the school, you live in the church. But let me tell you that your family life is the holy of the holies, the most sacred and sacred relationship. And you have to know that in the future you will have your own family. Without having family life, there is no meaning of the life. I was single one day, and I used to do what I want. I used to take my salary and to purchase what I love to purchase from books, food. ممكن I can مثلا I can أعزم أصحابي. I can pay all my salary in one meal. After I got married, I started to think about my wife. And after I have children, now I have to think about my children. So when you have family, you have meaning of life. When you have family, you think about others. Someone is waiting for you to return to your home. Someone is here next to you in the bed. حتى لو كان snoring يعني، بس المهم إنه حتى السنورينج بتاعه أو بتاعها gives you security, gives you meaning of life. Imagine you live in a huge mansion and no one cares for you. No one asks about your return. No one cares if you return late or early. No one cares if you are sick. No. This is the meaning of the life, the family life. And this is the meaning of struggling. If you love to struggle. C.S. Lewis wrote in his book that when he was young, عارفين طبعا C.S. Lewis اللي عمل رانيا وعمل 100 حاجة يعني اللايف والحاجات كلها. C.S. كتب إنه in the beginning of his life he loved a girl and he wanted to marry her. And he started to think, now I love this girl. How about if I will marry her and then she will have cancer? And he went so far. And she will die. Now I will suffer and I'll be tortured and my feeling will hurt me so bad. Can I be alone and not to be in need of anyone and to enjoy my life? So he started to think about this question. Is it better for me to be alone or to love someone and to have kids and to care for the kids and to be worried for their future, for their health, for their education, for their financial issues? Or should I close the door for all of this and to enjoy my life? And he wrote that I decided to start suffering. Because this is the meaning of life, to suffer for someone, to give someone, to be tortured for someone you love. I know that, as I say always, our culture is me culture. Everyone he cares for himself. No one wants to get married. No one wants to have kids. كل واحد الستات تقول لك my body والرجال يقول لك my money والحكايه كلها ضايعه في الدنيا وكل واحد مش عاوز يعني يقول لك واو. طبعا انتوا عارفين انه soon يعني marriage will be only in museums وهيبقى العقد بس اللي بيتجوزوا لان كل الناس فاهمه ان الحياه انك تنجوي وانك انت and we have to admit that this society can provide everything to you, so you don't need a partner, you don't need a spouse for your life. This is very dangerous. The meaning of the life is to suffer for someone. And you will not be successful in your family life unless you succeed in your present family life. And here's the dilemma. So if you are not a good daughter, if you are not a good son in your family, if you are not a good sibling, you will not be a good father, you will not be a good mother, and you will fail in your family. And don't forget that our reference is the Bible. I don't speak here about your mom. أنا عارف إن أمك بتقول لك اسمع إحنا ما عندناش جيرل فريند يا أخويا، إحنا صعايدة. وطبعا بتقول لك أنا نقط على الأب، ده أنا مش هقعدك في البيت إلا واحدة عرفت إن أنت عندك جيرل فريند. أنا عارف الكلام ده كله بيقولوه. But this is not the point. I'm not here to speak about the Egyptian culture. أنا عارف إن أنتوا ساعات تقولوا don't worry about them, leave them alone. They are Egyptians. طبعا كلمة Egyptians يعتبر شتيمة يعني. بس أنا عارف إنكم بتقولوها in another way. They are Egyptians. No. Our reference is the Bible. Not your mom, not your uncle, not your Saidi family. The Bible said that you have to have a spouse. And premarital sexual relationship is a sin. So there is no question about it. We are so strict in this way. Your body is not yours. Your body is His. And since He has created you, He gave you one way to get married or to live in purity. And marriage is purity. I don't mean that if you get married, you live the life of purity. No, you will share with God in procreation. But you have to follow the Bible. And now we have only one way to be a faithful spouse and to be a faithful father or a faithful mother. So now, how can I have my family? How can I look to my family? At the door of heaven, God will ask you for 3 F's. 3 F's. Your faith. If you don't have sound faith, you will be cast out. Who believes in the Son will have everlasting life. Who does not believe in the Son will not have everlasting life, but the wrath of God will abide upon him. John chapter 3. So your faith and your fruits, if you have faith without fruits, it's nothing, it's dead. So you have to prove your faith through your fruits. And the 3rd F is your family. Your family. God will ask you about your spouse, about your children. And here, why your parents, they are so nervous. And I can say they are abnormal. They are crazy. Concerning you, they are crazy. And they are so protective. Because they always fear that they will stand in front of Jesus. Jesus will ask them about their kids. What did you do with your kids? Did you teach them? And don't forget, I know that you don't remember, but I remember, in the time of your baptism, your parents, they raised their right hands together, a pledge in front of God, in the presence of the clergy, and in front of all the congregation. We believe on his behalf, or on her behalf. And they gave a pledge. And as we know from Abuna Athanasius in the seminary, that they gave a pledge to raise you in the fear of God, and they have to deliver you to the church. We discovered that in the age of 13, your parents, they have to bring you to the church, and they have to let you stand in front of the altar, raising your right hand, and they have to say to Abuna, you gave him to us to raise him in the fear of God. Now we return him to God. And you can start confessing with Abuna, and you will be responsible for yourself. So they gave a pledge in behalf of you to raise you in the fear of God. Now, God will ask you for your family, how to deal with your family struggling. Come on, I know that you love struggling, مش كده? You love to live زي ما بتقولوا يعني on the edge. But if you love to live on the edge, you have to struggle in your first battlefield, your family. You forget about it. But I want you to love your family first, because I know that, I didn't choose them. I found my father, I found my mother. If I would go to Costco to pick some other mother or some other father, but this is what I found. There is no choice. No, please, look at them from a different angle and love them. And appreciate your presence with them. Don't take them as something, there is no choice, there is no decision. And by the way, if you will not be happy in your family, you will not be happy with your future family. You don't appreciate their commitment. I'm asking you to look at your friends. How many friends do you have? They are coming from broken families. I know that, I feel for everyone coming from a divorce of mom or dad, but do you appreciate the commitment of your father and your mother? Do you appreciate the love to you? Let me speak with you frankly. Sometimes you abuse this love, and you think that she loves me, no matter if I respect her, if I disrespect her, she loves me. So let me go far. Let me say what I want to say. Let me curse. Let me disrespect. I'm sure at the end of the day, she will ask me to come to eat. At the end of the day, he will give me my allowance. No. Don't take it for granted. Because you will appreciate your dad or your mom maybe after it's too late. So love them and look at them. I need you to return and to start look at them with appreciation and deal with their weakness. They are weak. Yes, they are weak. Don't think that they are strong. If you drive for the first time, what do you expect from your dad? لازم يقعد يزعق لك ودوس فرامل انت ما بتسوقش حلو. He has to do that. He cares for you. What do you think? What do you think of your mom if she gives you a phone call every 5 minutes? This is the Egyptian mom. And if she will not do that, she will feel that she's guilty. So I'm asking you to deal with their weakness. You are not here to judge them. You are here to feel their love and to understand. St. Peter said that if you live in a family, he spoke to the husbands. If you live with in a family, you have to live with understanding. Do you understand their weakness? Yes, you were born here and you are raised here. They are coming from a different community, from a different society, from a different culture. So it was not easy for them to face the struggles of the new society. And they succeeded, by the way. And I give them credit. They didn't know how to speak English. They started to learn English. طبعا انتوا لحد دلوقتي you make fun of their accent, you make fun of their mistakes. Okay. but at least they succeeded, and for your sake. And they left their moms and their dads for your sake. They left their friends. They left their success. They left everything just for you. And you don't appreciate that. And you make fun of them. And you feel that they are Egyptian, they are coming from a crazy culture, they don't understand, and they are so protective, and they are so fearful, they fear everything, وعندهم hallucination, or they imagine something which is not real. Habibi, this is their weaknesses, and you have to deal with it rather to judge it. And let us meet when you are a father, or if you are a mother, and show me how will you do with your kids. And I always love to say this story, but I remember when I got my twins, and after I brought them from the hospital, I left them at home, and his grace, my late bishop, he gave me a call, you have to come to the diocese now. So for the first time, I left them, I made sure everything's okay, and started to drive. And while I was coming down from a bridge, there was a truck in front of me, so I tried to use the brake. There was no brake in my car. My car طبعا older than me, كانت 1963, فيعني very old type. There is no brake. And now I'm coming to hit the truck. I didn't remember anything except that now I have kids. And I started to imagine the wedding of my daughter, and how my son will be orphan, and how they will treat him bad. All of this in that few seconds when I come in to hit the truck. Show this, I'm trying to tell you, this is the meaning. This is what they...
What about your wife? You didn't think about that?
First of all, she's not here. No, but what's it? حتى my wife, she started to neglect me and to think about them. When you can ask any Egyptian husband, you like, my wife doesn't love me anymore after we have kids. And by the way, this is, it's amazing that he accepts that. And she doesn't hide that. And all of that for your sake. And you don't appreciate it. And you don't deal with the weakness. انت هتفضلي عبيطه كده، انت هتفضلي تخافي لما اسوق، انت هتفضل كل مره تقولي هترجع انت. They're weakness. Yes, they are weak. do you think that I can do anything wrong before الكنف اللي انت عامله؟ Do you think that I can do what I want behind your back? Now you ask me, I can tell you in the phone, I'm okay, I'm not, while I'm doing something wrong. Ya habibi, deal with their weaknesses. They're crying that they love you. Do you understand that? Or you don't? This is the point. And don't judge them. Appreciate, deal with their weakness, and challenge yourself. Sometimes you think that the solution is to change them. بص بقى أبونا, you have to tell my dad that he has to stop dealing with me like this. You have to tell my mom, you have to tell my older sibling. Ya habibi, challenge yourself. If there is someone needs to be changed, it is you, not them. And this is my advice to you, because you will come to me in the future with, oh, please, can you change my wife? Can you change my husband? No. Change yourself. Challenge yourself. Examine yourself. What is the wrong with you? What is needed to be more mature? Maybe you are the wrong person. Maybe you don't know how to deal with them. How about your boss? Change my boss? You have to deal with your boss. Change my professor, you have to deal with your professor. Change my neighbor, you have to deal with your neighbor. Jesus said that. Try to deal with your partner in the way. Otherwise, he will take you to the police. مش كده؟ كن مرضيا لخصمك ما دمت معه في الطريق. So how to deal with others and to control yourself, not to control them. This is the secret of success. Control yourself. Don't control the other. Change yourself. The real battlefield is you, not them. I know that there is some marital issues maybe in your family. Maybe your dad and your mom, they fight a lot. Maybe they are separated under one roof. Maybe they don't like one another. Maybe your mom always, she complains about your dad and your dad doesn't like your mom. I'm speaking with adult person. I'm not here in Sunday school classes or elementary school students. So let me speak with you. Do you think that you are part of the solution or part of the problem? Do you think that you are mature enough to give a hand or you don't care? Some of you, they don't care and they don't want to give a hand. You can be the friend of your mom. You can be the friend of your dad. I don't recommend you to take side of one of them, but at least to be the bridge between both of them. You can start fixing the situation. If you can be positive to deal with the negative issues in your family, you have to believe in yourself. And God can do miracles with you. It's never too late. I know that some people what can I do? It's for years now and everything has gone and nothing can be done. No. Do your part and start prayer and start being positive and being mature. I don't recommend you to be overwhelmed with the problem. By the way, you are not responsible for it. To be clear. You didn't do that. Some mistakes have been done by others, not by you. So you are not responsible. It's not your responsibility. But you can do. You can say a word to fix the situation. You can say something to connect between them. But I need you to love the house. You don't love the house. You love to be away. You love to be out. And if you are in, you are with your computer or with your iPad or with your cell phone, this is not acceptable. Communication is the most critical word we miss in this culture. And thanks to the media, thanks to the electronic devices, there is no communication in our houses now. And we are strangers under one roof. And we don't feel for one another. But let me speak with you, we don't know one another. And this is very dangerous. Because one day, we need someone to speak with. We need someone to understand our feeling. We need someone to support us in our calamities. And if you don't know your mom, if you don't know your sibling, if you don't know your dad, how can you deal with him? And you don't give them the chance to know you. And we waste time, hour after hour, day after day. And we change. And they don't know about us. And they don't understand us. And the time will come when you have to take an important decision for marriage. And they don't agree. And you can't make yourself understood. And you are trying to communicate with them. It's too late. Communication is the journey of all life. You can't do it over one night. And you have to open the gates for the other to discover you. Yes, you are so complicated, my friend. Don't think that you are an easy person. You are not an easy person. You are so complicated because simply you do not understand yourself. So how can you expect that your family will understand you? Why you don't speak with them and you don't like to go with them? And if you go with them, يعني in مثلا trip to Egypt ولا البحر يعني in the summer, you don't interact and you love to be alone. You text, وتشوف movies, ويوتيوب, وتبيت وخلاص. وبعد كده if you are with them, I hate to be with senior citizens. يا عم دول لسه senior citizen ايه؟ Yes, they are from another galaxy. I can't deal with them anymore. They forced me to come. Okay, here is the button. Gusta موجود. لكن you don't give them a chance to know you. Let me tell you that I know that maybe your dad is overwhelmed with electronic devices. ممكن تكون امك على التليفون على طول وابوك بيتفرج على اخبار مصر واللي بيعملوه المسلمين وعمال يشتم في المسلمين ومامتك عماله تتكلم في التليفونات. I know that. What did you do to stop that? You can regain the family for your younger sibling. You can do something positive to save the family. عشان كده be part of the solution and don't be part of the problem. Don't take side and don't support someone against the other. Do your job as you can. Accept everything from the hand of God. You know the serenity prayer? God give me the wisdom. Huh? God give me the serenity to accept what I can't change and give me the courage to change what I'm responsible for and give me the wisdom to differentiate between the two kinds. This is the serenity prayer. So what we have, something beyond our ability, so accepted from the hand of God. After all of that, they are divorced. Okay, let us take it from the hand of God. It's not the end of the world. And you have to challenge yourself. You have to, Ismail, where did it? Cope, صح كده? To cope with the situation. You have cope, C-O-P-E, صح كده? أنا بعرف أكتب مش بعرف أقول. You have to have كلمة تانية بحبها قوي في الإنجليزي. ملهاش في العربي. اسمها إيه؟ resilience. عارفين resilience؟ الكلمة دي بحبها قوي عشان you don't have this word in Arabic. Do you know what does it mean to have resilience? في ناس ما يعرفوهاش. Let me explain to you. Resilience, to gain your shape after the hardship. When you are in a hardship, you lose your characteristic, you lose your shape because of the hardship. But if you can control yourself to regain your shape and to regain your identity and to keep your values, this is resilience. George Bush, he used this word after September 11. He said that we have to gain our resilience. وساعتها قعدت بدور على الكلمة ويعني I was so happy to discover that meaning, resilience. So please, if there is a difficult situation in your family, they are divorced, your dad has a serious disease, the medical report carries bad news, put it in the hand of God and accept it from the hand of God. And pray that may God support you, but don't lose your faith and struggle and do your part. Don't let it overwhelm you, but be out of the problem. This is the lesson I learned from His Holiness Pope Shenouda. Pope Shenouda, when we were with him, he used to be happy, and after 1 minute, very angry, after 1 minute, very happy. And I said to him once, Your Holiness, how can you control yourself? And he said to me, if I'm in front of a board, a stubborn board, I have to be very strict and I have to take an action against them. Now, they left. And some other people, they are coming in to choose a new priest. So what is their crime? I have to be nice with them. And this will leave, and a lady comes to me to pray for her because she has a cancer. I have to strengthen her. And then she will leave, and a husband came, he will divorce his wife. I have to be angry with him. Wow. بس هو قال the secret of all of that, I am not overwhelmed by the problem, I am over the problem. As you swim in the sea. So I see the sea and I see myself. But if you are under the water, you will sink and you will be overwhelmed. And this is the point. And let me tell you, the Egyptians, they are emotional. And this is one of the great dilemma, how to deal, how to communicate with your parents. Simply because you are intellectual. They raised you in the schools here to be intellectual. We are emotional. When we think about anything, we think by our feelings. And you think by your mind. So sometimes you argue with your mom. While we have here 2 languages. So how can you speak Chinese while I'm speaking French and you expect that we will take a decision together? It can't. Since we don't speak the same language, they speak in emotion. هم كده. وعشان كده they express their fear while you speak reasonably. لا. Understand their emotion and try to deal with it. يعني instead of, Mommy, you are crazy. You don't know anything. You think that we live in Upper Egypt. يا حبيبتي انت بتتكلمي معاك. No, انت تقول لها ماما حبيبتي. Okay, don't worry. Okay, you need me to give you a text message every half an hour? I will try to do it. Can I do it every hour? Can I do it once in the morning, once in the night? Okay, but you have to give me a call because I need to hear your voice. Okay, I will give you a call every other day. Deal with her weakness. Bargain with her. Be smart. إنما no. بص بقى غصب أنا اعملي اللي تعملي. طب اوكي انت you will not go to the trip. ونخش في clash. Why we should close the discussion? If you are smart, try to deal with her weakness, understand her language, and bargain with her in a smart and don't lose respect. And finally, you will gain her, and bit by bit she will know you, and you will be happy in your life. You have to know that one day you will fly from the nest. You have to know this fact, because sometimes you think that you will be in this prison forever. No. You will fly. You will fly and you will leave the nest. So deal with the situation with, be optimistic. They think that I have to say yes all the time. How can I save my life from this? You will leave. You will drive. You will get married. You will work. You will have bank account. You will have your own life. Don't be worried. But take it in the right time. Everything is good. And appreciate your dad and your mom. Because maybe one day you will regret that you disrespected them. After it is too late, there is no solution. And you will feel guilty without curing, without healing. Finally, for your family, I would say that if you succeed to live with your family, you will succeed to live with your own family. And if you are happy with them, you will be happy. And give them what they what they need. Don't expect. I can't forget the last phone call I received from my dad before he died. He said to me, Abuna, you are not my son. I am your son. I need you. And when I heard that, I said to him, Baba, I'm your son. And he said to me, I need you 2 words from you. Promise me that you will take care of me. And promise me that you will lead the absolution for me. So he respected me as a priest. Although I am his son, but he asked me to absolve him. And finally, he said to me, you are my father now. I need you. So can you deal with your father as if you are responsible for him? Can you deal with your mom as if you are her mom? Yes, they need you. If they ask you to make this phone call or to هتقعدوا ما بتعرفوش تكلموا انجليزي وكل مره يجيبكم جواب انا لازم اقراه طهقتوني في عيشتي بطلوا الغباء اللي انتوا فيه يا ما احنا لا. Deal with their weakness and support them and feel that they are yours. They are yours. And they filled with fear, with anxiety. Don't judge them. Don't tell me that you don't like their mentality. Don't tell me that you don't like their principles or you don't like their rhythm. They are so slow. They are so slow because they are coming from a community of farming. You are here حتى انتم مش كنا بنقول community of farming or agricultural community وفي industrial community دلوقتي في digital community. انتوا digital كمان كل حاجة عندكم digital. They used to live by the farm and they waited for the crops, they waited for planting, they waited for irrigation. Now, life is different. So please accept all of that. Let us speak about friends in a few minutes. Your friends, when we speak about friends, we have here in the book of Proverbs. I love this verse in chapter 18, verse 24. A man who has friends must himself be friendly. But there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. هي طبعا بالعربي كمان احلى انه if you have a lot of friends you ruin your life because sometimes you have a friend which is closer to you than your brother. So you have many people to deal with. Joshua, son of Sirach, he said that out of 1,000 persons, you have to pick one friend. And by the way, the word friend in Hebrew, it means beloved. So when you love someone, he is your friend. And if you have a friend, you have to love him. عشان كده Jesus, when he said, I will no more call you slaves, but I will call you my beloved. لا هي بالهيبرو I will call you my friends. لا أعود أسميكم عبيدا بل أحباء بس مش أحباء أصدقاء. He is your heavenly friend. So Jesus is our friend. Can you imagine? He's not only your Lord or your master or your shepherd or your king. He is your friend. So he loves you to deal with him as two friends. Here, you have to pick your friend very carefully. Your friend is a safe. You can hide anything. عشان كده friendship based on trust. Friendship can survive throughout time. Yes, I have friends now for over 35 years. I still remember all my friends in the time of the school, time of college. because we were friends, true friends. And Joshua, son of Sirach, said, friendship is like wine. When it's old, it's more precious, it's more expensive. So I hate to take a friend tonight, especially girls. ياخد friend وتقول لك no خلاص, you are not my friend anymore. كده يعني. That easy. وبعدين تاني يوم تقول لها اوكي نرجع تاني. بعدين they know يلا نسيب بعض. الكلام ده مش يعني. If you have a friend, you have to survive through the time. And حتى البروفرز بيقول لك don't leave your friend ever, never. Don't leave your friend. And don't leave the friend of your dad. حلو قوي. The friend of your dad. You know why? Because if your dad is away or he died, so his friend will be faithful enough to you. You have to be a friend for your friend, and you have to do obligation towards the son of your friend. So we have to trust one another and to confront one another. Do you want to know if she's your friend or not? If she can bear to hear from you criticism. If you can confront your friend and you tell him about his mistakes and he listens to you. This is trust. But if we are friends to say you are good, you are okay, you are the best person in the world, no. Here I love to use the famous verse in St. Paul used Ephesians 4:15, speaking truth in love. When you deal with your friends, you have to speak truth and you have to speak love. The Egyptians بيحبوا to speak love without truth. يعني يحبوا to praise one another كده. I'm sorry to say that. Sometimes it is hypocrisy. With American, they love to say the truth without any emotion, without any love. This is ugly. Your car is not okay. How can you drive this car? I have to tell the truth. Truth without love is so hard. Love without truth is hypocrisy. So here, St. Paul advises you to say the truth in love. How to mingle the truth in love. How to be wise enough to gain his trust and to tell him the truth. And to let him make sure when you criticize him because you love him. I can tell you that my friends is the only one who can say to me, you are wrong. And because I trust him, I have to listen to him. Yes, it hurts. It hurts. We don't accept anyone to say that we are wrong. But since he is my friend, and now we are together for 30 or 40 years, I have to listen to him. And I have to discover why he says that. But my advice to you, before confronting any person, you have to make a deposit in his heart or in her heart. How can you criticize him without letting him feel that you love him first? If I feel that you love me, if you will hate me, I will thank you. If you will say that I'm wrong, I will think about it. But if I don't feel your love, I will not accept anything from you. When I came to the church, they accused me that you are so lenient, صح كده? Lenient يعني بتفوت. You don't say stop. You leave everyone to do what he wants. You have to be يعني good priest. I said to them, I'm not. I don't have deposit in their heart. I have first to gain their love. So after I gain your love, I can deal with you as a father, and you will accept it from me. So now you have to deal with every person with love and truth. Don't forget that without the other, you will not reach heaven. The other is your way to go to heaven. And you can't be with God alone. Love your God, love yourself, love your neighbor. Glory be to God forever.
Questions? Any questions for a woman?
Mark.
I'm sorry. You mentioned about building the bridge without taking the sides. How do you do that?
His question is, he said that, when you said that you have to build a bridge without taking a side, or taking a side?
Take that
A side.
And you see it right and wrong.
That is it. هي طبعا it means to have wisdom. Your message to every partner or to every person in the problem, I feel for you, but I don't agree with you. And let me explain the other to you. You can come to your mom and say to her, Mommy, I know that you have the right to be angry with Daddy. But let me tell you that Daddy, he doesn't feel that, or he needs to know that, or he needs to make sure that you love him. But by the way, I understand your feelings. So here, you tell her that you don't take his side, but you explain him to you. And you have to say, I'm here for explanation, not justification. Because if she will think that you take his side, she will mistrust your sayings. But now you deal in a very wise way how to deliver the message without being misunderstood. Is it clear? Any question?
You spoke about the family and the friends, but I think sometimes the biggest struggle is the balance between the two. So like how do we deal with that? To have enough time for our friends and enough time
I agree with you, yes. Sometimes your family, they don't understand your friends. Why? This is the question. Why? And by the way, I have to emphasize here that you love to have many friends. This is not healthy sign. You have to pick few friends. But I'm sorry to say, when I have come here, I have discovered that this culture is the culture of disposal things. Everything is disposable. طبعا my kids يعرفوا ان انا till now I have my values. انا باكل في طبق صيني تشاينا، مش بحب الاطباق البلاستيك، مش بحب المعالق البلاستيك، بتغصب لانه كل حاجه disposable. ناكل وبعد ما ناكل نشيل المفرش ونرميه في الزباله. We use our furniture for 2 years وبعدين مش عاوزين الفرنيتشر، حتى هو لسه كويس بس زهقنا منه. دلوقتي طبعا ممكن تلاقي الست في الشغل يقول لها for how many years do you live with your husband? 20 years. Don't you get bored? ما هو برضه نفس الحكايه، كله disposable بقى، فكله disposable ارمي كله. Sometimes we think that we can change our friends. No. Keeping friendship is great responsibility, but you will gain and you will reap from that. You will reap sweet fruits if you have friendship for a long time. And if you have a friend for a long time, please, you have to suffer for this friendship. And the secret word before successful friendship, giving. Life of giving. Sometimes I calculate, oh, he is my friend. How much I gain from him, how much I have to pay to him. No. This will cost me a lot. Let me leave him and find someone will give me a ride with a fancy car and he is so rich and he is so easy. No. You have to know how to give, how to suffer for the others. And by the way, when you give, you receive. This is what we learn from Jesus. Sometimes we think that if I give, it will cost me a lot. Let me tell you, if I have a candle with light, and your candles, مش متولعين and now the room is dark because only one person have light. Okay? If I give you light in your candle, do you think that it will cost me? No, it will not cost me. Because the fire will not be reduced in my candle, right? But how about the room now? It is filled with light. So this is life. When we share with one another the light, life will be bright. But if you are selfish and think about yourself, your life will be dark. And let me tell you that many people here, they live in great mansions, but they have depression and they are alone because they, from the beginning, they didn't appreciate communication and how to nourish the relationship. To nourish a relationship, it needs you to give. It needs you to suffer. It needs you, like Mother Teresa said, when we give, we have to give till it hurts. When you give, you have to give till it hurts. If you give without hurting, it's not giving at all. Don't tell me if you have $1,000 and you give me $5, it will cost you. No, it will cost you when you give out of your need. And it hurts you to give. So now, returning to your question, if you have a friend and your dad doesn't agree about this friendship, why? Two probabilities. Ya imma your friend is not good, then your dad is right. Ya imma your dad is mistaken, so I have to blame you. You have to know how to communicate with your dad to convince him that your friend is not bad. How to present your case. You don't know how to present your case. You are always, you blame them, you criticize them, you do like them. Okay, this is not the solution. You have to know how to stand for your case, how to prove what you believe, how to tell them he's not a bad guy as you think. He's a good guy, and here is the facts. And you have to have patience. You don't have patience with your friends.
How do you balance time? Like if your parents have needs and want time and your friends have needs and want time, how do you balance between both of those?
I think in all my life, Abuna, I have to set my priorities. We have a phrase in Egypt, اللي يعوز البيت يحرم على الجامع. يعني المسلمين بيقولوا كده. يعني if you have to pay money for the mosque, but your house needs that money, so you have to give your house and don't think about the mosque, don't think about the church, because there is a priority. We have here a phrase St. Paul said, if you don't care for your own family, you are like a heathen. You know heathen? Infidels. And you are worse than the heathen. من لا يعتني بخاصته ولا سيما أهل بيته فقد أنكر الإيمان. He has denied the faith and he is worse than the heathen. This is the exact words of St. Paul. If you don't care with your family, you are worse than the heathen and you have denied the faith in Christ. So Jesus here, he puts your faith in him is connected with your care for your family. So now, how can you deal with your friend and putting him above your family? I would say my family and then my friends. If I can deal with both of them, okay, but if I can't, I have to tell my friend, I can't be with you because my family needs me. And he has to understand that, otherwise he's not my friend.
You said you have to give until it hurts in a friendship, but doesn't that come to the point of being taken advantage of sometimes? But it's not always about being a friend. You have to know
Marina, I don't speak with someone you know him for the first day. You know your friend and she loves you and now she needs you to go to her or to explain his lessons to her or to give her a ride or to be with her in the hospital and to stand with her family. So now it's not abusing. If you think it's abusing, you have to tell her, you abuse me and I can't deal with that. And you have to speak the truth. By the way, you have to be wise like a snake. This is not my words. This is the words of Jesus. To be wise like a snake. So tell her the truth. Do not abuse me. And I'm not here that everything I have to say, okay. And don't tell me why you are saying, okay, you hold grudge and you hold anger towards her and you are a good Christian. No, you have to tell her, I can't do that. But if she is your friend, it's up to the situation. If she's your friend and you feel that she needs you, you have to give her out of your needs. Monica?
To what extent are we responsible for our friends and
Can you repeat the question?
To what extent I'm responsible for my relationship with my friend, right?
no, for like the wrongdoings or the mistakes of my friends? Or the
Mistakes of your friends, it's up to your love for her. I can't put limits here. If you love her and everything, it's up to your ability. The verse says, up to your ability. As much as you can, be peaceful with everybody. So up to your ability as much as you can. So here we have 2 points. Your ability and the circumstances around you. على قدر طاقتكم بحسب الطاقة سالموا جميع الناس. So you have to be peaceful with everyone, even with your enemy. Now we speak about your enemy, not your friends. So if it's your enemy, you have to forgive 7 times, 70 times. How about your friends? You have to multiply it 1,000 at least. Because if God asks you to deal with your enemy with this generosity, I would say that you have to deal with your friends many times. But it's up to your ability. Don't feel guilty. Do your part and put it in the hand of God. I say that to your family. And sometimes you are trying to fix the situation with your mom and dad, and something happened. So now don't blame yourself, and don't let it to make you depressed. No, you are not responsible for that. And by the way, don't think that you understand the situation. There may be missing points you don't know about their relationship. وطبعا ساعات بيتصالحوا وما بيقولوش ان هم اتصالحوا، يعني ساعات بتشوفهم بيتخانقوا وما بتشوفهمش ان هم بيتصالحوا. وطبعا up to the Egyptian mentality, I can't kiss my wife in front of my kids. فاحنا بس بنتخانق قدامكم لكن بعد كده بنصالح بعض يعني بطريقه ثانيه، مش مظبوط الكلام ده طبعا. فانا عاوزك يعني take it easy عشان sometimes it hurts you to see your dad and your mom always fighting, always يعني it's not that much. على فكرة هما بيحبوا بعض. يعني don't try to put your nose between them or to intervene وتقول أصل احنا I'm so worried. لا ما تخافش. هما بيشتموا بعض وبيحبوا بعض. يعني ما تخافش. صحيح. هما بيشتموا بعض وبيحبوا بعض. ما هيش it's not that bad situation. بس يا عيني عشان انتوا sensitive وتقولوا they curse one another. Now they will divorce one another. I live in a broken family. حركات كلها حركات بتاعت المصريين. It's up to your ability, it's up to the circumstances. Okay? Any other question?
Let's say your parents think that one of your friends is like not a good kid, he might have bad influence on you, and you want to like defend your friend because like you genuinely think he's a good friend, and your parents are really stubborn against this. At what point do you say like this is defiance or disobedience, and at what point, how far do you go?
Okay, he said that you have a friend, he is good for you, but he is not good for you. Contradict yourself. I feel that you are hesitating. Should I help my friend, but my family, they see that he is not good, and he is not good. He is not that okay.
Saying he is good, but the parents don't see it that way.
And I'll tell you, as I told him, you have to present your case. But let us suppose that he is not good. I can't agree to save the life of someone in a swimming pool and you will sink with him. You will be drawn with him. If you think that you can save him, okay. But if you think that he will take your life with his, it's a dangerous situation. So I can't ask you to go to a nightclub, to يقول لي I'll go to the nightclub to save my friends. Yes, I drink with him to grasp him out of drink on the hour. ده عربي موف. انت يا موف يعني مش عربي. الشغل الافلام الهنديه ده فيلم هندي. يعني let us be clear. He will take you with him and he will يعني put you in this dangerous situations like. حتى ممكن انت you can be with your friend in a car وبعدين يجي البوليس ويلاقي drugs في الكار. You will be taken with him. So now you have to save your life. And don't forget, your reputation is not yours, it's your family's. So please don't tell me he's smoking marijuana, but thanks God I don't smoke. But you are in the same car, and they can take you with him. And don't tell me هتقول له I didn't smoke. Reputation is yours, your sister, your mom, your dad. You have to put all of them in your consideration. Thank you very much. I appreciate and please pray for me. Thank you.